initially they're saying rising U.S. home prices weakened housing demand and construction activity. But coming on after that retail sales number, I'm just wondering whether there's a bigger issue here. What do you make of these numbers?
Well, look, overall, I think this is much better than these headlines would suggest. And I'll say a couple things. I mean, I dug through the release quickly here. A few things stuck out to me. One, earnings, if you take out the charge in the quarter, it was $225. So earnings beat expectations. With regard to sales were a bit light. I looked at the 3.7% comp.
Brian, just on that point, so for your estimate, you took out that charge?
Home Depot's saying not to add it back in.
Yeah. Because in mine, I did not have that in there. So the way I was looking at it initially was the 225 compared with the street figure of 216. Okay. I could be wrong there, but that's how initially I looked at it.
Well, you're the one who's, I mean, if your opinion matters more than ours.
Yeah, but if the company's able to say analysts didn't know about it and add it back in, they do. And they're saying specifically.
Yeah, but if he didn't have it in his, if he didn't have it in his estimate, it's part of the.
Usually with now, and it's always hard initially to look at these things, but usually with numbers like that, you add them back in.
But I don't know. I would also look at same-store sales and look at revenue, and if everything's bad, then I don't know why they'd have a bottom line beat necessarily. But whatever. Why is it better if same-store? What was your same-store sales estimate?
So I was looking for a 4.5.
Well, so that was 3.2, right, or no?
That was worse. Yeah. So they did a 3.2 against our 4.5. In the United States, they did a 3.7. That's a miss. Now but I think the point there is we saw through the quarter warmer weather in the month of December. And for home improvement, that's a negative. The other note I took with sales, again, we'll have to see what they say on their conference call, but they're guiding, and they put out initial guidance for 2019. They're guiding to a comp of 5%.
Yeah, that was interesting. They say their view of the health of the economy and on the consumer, also the momentum of their strategic investments leads them to think that. You believe that?
I do. Look, I've said for a long time, Home Depot's a smart company. Yeah. They know the market well. They also know how to play the guidance game. For them to come out with a 5 comp this early, that says they're confident in the market. And that, to me, that's the real big takeaway, Brian, because I know we've talked about this a lot in the show, is that there's so much concern out there right now with what we've seen, weaker housing data, maybe a weaker consumer. I don't see that in these Home Depot's results. And I think that's the real key here.
So what are you talking about? Snow blowing machines and shovels?
Yeah.
Really?
You
can do more construction when it's warm. You can do more remodeling when it's warm.
Yeah, but the way the fourth quarter shakes up is I don't view it as a real indicative quarter for home improvement because, like you're saying, Joe, you do sell snow equipment and ice removal. So if the temperatures are warmer, salt, you don't sell as much of that. But you're not going to start all of a sudden constructing something.
Okay. So
the more indicative period for this is comes springtime.
And those guys work in cold weather too, which is. We have great. Do you appreciate where you are right now, Sorkin? Midwinter, sitting in this cushy studio. There are people still doing construction.
That's very true.
That stuff. All right, and we admire and appreciate their effort. So, I mean, the highs are higher. Do you like you long the stock? What's your target? And how about the dividend increase? Do you care about that?
I think so I'm long the stock. I've got a $200 price target. Look, I think with regard to the dividend and the new buyback announcement they put out there today, that just shows how much cash Home Depot generates. And I think the real encouraging aspect here is that here's a company generating a substantial amount of free cash flow while they're investing in their business.